Gamers are lazy. They sit around all day on their couches and stare at a screen. Sedentary living is the new smoking. This is the gaming message I heard all my life. So today I'm going to take you on a journey as a retro gamer and how I took the greatest retro emulation handheld of all time on a bucket list trail run over Table Mountain. So why the Miyoo Mini? I considered the Retroid Pocket 5 because I think it is going to be the device of the year. But the Miyoo Mini just holds a special place in most of our hearts as a beautiful, retro, powerful, tiny device with a lovely screen. You know, I think the reason I like having PCBware as a sponsor for this channel is because it so closely links into just the genesis of these devices. You can go onto their websites and create like a shell like this. You can design the shell, you can develop your PCB and have it made. So if you're building something and you want to create a prototype, maybe you're even starting a business, they are the place to go, and they are the people that are creating opportunities for people to make stuff like this. And so I really appreciate them being a sponsor of the channel. So please go check out their websites. Thank you PCBware for sponsoring my channel. Also, look how pretty. And I have rated it as my GOAT. Actually the Miyoo Mini Plus, and then this secondary to that, the GOAT. The greatest retro emulation device of all time. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of caveats to that. And if you see some of those shots I took, the screen is a little bit dim, hey? I grew up in Cape Town, but never went up Table Mountain. Not once. Never. It really is a crime against, well, me. Table Mountain is a world tourism site, it's a natural wonder, and it has really been a lifelong dream to run, or at the very least walk, to the top. And then I thought, I should play Darkwing Duck up there. Obviously. So I threw the family in the car and headed to the Cape Town Ultra Trail Run. Only the 16 kilometer, but I get to run up one of the most iconic mountains in the world. And if you haven't heard of Table Mountain, welcome. Training has been tough, and I nearly didn't make the cut because I got a cold just before I had to leave, and so I had to wake up that morning and decide, am I going to run or not? We booked a really cool place in Cape Town city center, and the Miyoo Mini was there to enjoy the view, obviously. And the trail itself was tough, but the Miyoo Mini was there the whole way to keep me company. Go Aiden, go, it said, while people scoffed at a grown man talking to a plastic gaming device. The Miyoo Mini is old at this point, at about 2 years old as I recall. And like I said, it holds a special place in our hearts. I've modded it with these lovely gold buttons. The plastic is retro as hell. I still really like the scrolling volume rocker. And the screen is nice. I remember it being really nice for such a small device, but just take it outside. It is really dim. So not a very bright screen, but a lovely screen nonetheless. Oh, and the size, I mean, it is really small. Here's Anbinix's RG280V. Here's the GKD Pixel, which is even smaller. This was getting into the sort of difficult to play territory. I just think the size is a very refreshing breakaway from, let's say for instance, if you have a Steam Deck, to have this tiny little device that you can put in your top pocket and play your retro games. And then there's the issue of stock. Like, we always had issues with stock with the Miyoo Mini. That still kind of is the case. It looks to me like all the resellers have bought them up, and I don't see any new ones on the AliExpress store, which is Miyoo Mini's own store. So I'm not sure what's happening there. Hopefully they are updating that from time to time and putting new stock on there. But yeah, you'll have to use something like Lit NXT to buy one of these. Anyway, so yes, gamers are lazy. I'm gonna finish off with this thought. I watched a documentary on Netflix called The Remarkable Life of Ibelin. It's a story of a boy with a rare form of muscular dystrophy, and he slowly but surely, they start the documentary by explaining it from this perspective where he slowly but surely disappears into gaming and he loses his personality. But they then flip the script halfway through the episode and explain how he wasn't in fact losing his personality, he was falling in love with someone in another part of the world, and he was in fact like an inspiration to many people, and he had a full-blown social life in World of Warcraft with these people to the point where they flew over for his funeral. It was really moving, and so it kind of also changed my perspective. I've met a few people online who can't run over an actual mountain. They've got disease or back problems or whatever, and they can't do those things. And gaming gives them an outlet to express themselves and to have meaningful interactions with people around the world. What I'm trying to say is whether you're running over a real mountain or running over a virtual mountain in World of Warcraft, make sure you have a retro game handy and make sure you're having fun and making meaningful connections.